dark eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the devastating news from the Etherian home system. The crystalline beings who had first welcomed humanity into the galactic community were under attack by the consortium's dreadnought fleet. They never saw it coming, Captain James Rodriguez reported, his weathered face grim in the blue light of the tactical displays. The consortium struck 3 major Etherian colonies simultaneously. Their crystalline cities. He paused, swallowing hard. There's nothing left. The news hit hard. The Etherians had been Earth's first alien contact 15 years ago, helping humanity navigate the complex web of galactic politics. They had shared their understanding of quantum physics, enabling humanity's first faster-than-light drives. Now they were being systematically destroyed. Status of Project Thunderbolt? Kira asked, her voice steady despite the rage building inside her. The captain activated a secure channel, revealing a hidden solar system-wide network of military installations that would have shocked the galactic community. All 7 phases are complete, Admiral. The quantum-enhanced fleet is ready. General Yuki's ground forces are armed with hybrid plasma weapons, and Director Kumar reports the psychic defense grid is operational. Kira allowed herself a grim smile. The consortium had gravely miscalculated. They saw Earth as a nascent spacefaring civilization, barely worth noting in their grand schemes. They never suspected that humanity had spent the last decade preparing for exactly this scenario. In the depths of Jupiter's atmosphere, vast shipyards had constructed vessels that merged human ingenuity with borrowed alien technology. Beneath Europa's ice, scientists had developed weapons that could pierce the strongest shields. And in secret bases across the solar system, human soldiers trained alongside AI partners in combat scenarios that would have seemed impossible just years ago. Send the signal to our allies, Kira commanded. The Nomad Collective, the Quantum Mines, the free worlds of Centauri, it's time to show our hand. Across the galaxy, encrypted quantum messages reached other species who had suffered under the consortium's rule. Many had dismissed humanity as too young, too primitive to challenge the established order. They were about to learn differently. Admiral, a young lieutenant called out, we're detecting massive energy signatures from the consortium fleet. They're preparing to jump to the Proxima system. Kira's jaw tightened. Proxima Centauri housed Earth's largest off-world colony. They think they can intimidate us by threatening our people. They don't understand who they're dealing with. She activated the command channel, her voice reaching every hidden military installation in the solar system. This is Admiral Patel. The consortium has attacked our allies and threatens our colonies. For 10 years, we've prepared in secret, building our strength while they underestimated us. They believe they're teaching the galaxy a lesson about power. Instead, they're about to learn one about loyalty. Throughout the solar system, massive hangar doors opened. Ships that shouldn't exist emerged from their hiding places. Weapons platforms powered up. The quantum defense grid hummed to life. Earth's response would shock not just the consortium, but the entire galaxy. Launch the first wave, Kira ordered. Target their forward elements in the Proxima system. Show them exactly what humanity can do when pushed too far. The first vessels to jump were the Ghost-class stealth ships, their quantum-cloaked hulls virtually undetectable. They would strike the consortium's supply lines, cutting off reinforcements. Next came the Thunderbolt destroyers, their hybrid weapons capable of disrupting the enemy's much-vaunted energy shields. As the fleet prepared for battle, Kira received word that their allies were mobilizing. The Nomad Collective's hit-and-run specialists, the Quantum Mines cybernetic warfare units, the Free World's defense forces, all coordinating with Earth's command structure in ways the consortium would never expect. They think they're punishing the Etherians for helping us advance, Kira said, watching the tactical displays light up with friendly signatures. But they forgot something crucial about humans. We don't abandon our friends. The first reports from Proxima came within hours. The consortium fleet, caught completely off guard by weapons and tactics they'd never encountered, was in disarray. Their commanders had expected to find a primitive defense force. Instead, they faced ships that could match or exceed their capabilities, crewed by humans who had spent years preparing for this exact moment. But this was just the beginning. The real war would be long and brutal. The consortium controlled vast territories and resources. They wouldn't take this challenge to their authority lightly. Yet as Kira watched her forces execute maneuvers that would have seemed impossible a decade ago, she knew humanity was ready. "Send word to the Etherian survivors," she ordered. "Tell them to hold on. Earth is coming. And we're bringing the might of a united galaxy with us." The message would spread quickly through the quantum communications network. Humanity had emerged as a force to be reckoned with, not through conquest or intimidation, but by building bridges and honoring their alliances. The galaxy was about to change, and Earth would lead the way. Commander Raj Hassan led a delegation of alien representatives through rows of advanced warships. The vessel's sleek hulls gleamed under harsh industrial lights, their quantum cores humming with barely contained power. "Impossible," breathed ZYX-427, the crystalline representative of the quantum mines. Its geometric form sparkled as it analyzed the ship's capabilities. "These vessels incorporate technologies that even the consortium hasn't mastered." Raj smiled, running his hand along the hull of the nearest ship, a Prometheus-class battlecruiser. Humanity has always excelled at learning from others and improving upon those lessons. The consortium believed they were monitoring all our technological development. They never thought to look deeper. The facility stretched for kilometers, carved into the red planet's heart and shielded from detection by experimental quantum fields. Each ship represented a perfect fusion of human innovation with carefully studied alien technology. Where the consortium built their vessels to overwhelm through sheer power, humanity had focused on efficiency and adaptability. "Director Winters," Raj called out to a holographic figure that materialized beside him. The AI avatar, modeled after one of Earth's pioneering computer scientists, nodded in greeting. "Show our guests the Phoenix prototype." The group moved deeper into the facility, where a massive ship dominated the chamber. Unlike the others, its hull seemed to shift and flow, the adaptive metamaterials responding to changes in the environment. Tal, the energy-based leader of the free worlds, moved closer to inspect it. "The design, it's unlike anything I've seen. How did you achieve this level of integration?" "By thinking differently," Raj explained. "The consortium believes AI should be subservient, that different species should remain separate. We chose cooperation instead. Every ship in our fleet carries a hybrid core, human consciousness working in harmony with artificial intelligence. It gives us capabilities they can't match." He gestured, and holographic displays sprang to life around them, showing tactical simulations and battle projections. "But ships alone won't win this war. We need allies who understand what it means to be underestimated. Partners who share our vision of a galaxy where cooperation trumps domination." The alien representatives watched as the displays showed their combined strengths, the quantum mind's mastery of computational space, the free world's energy manipulation techniques, the nomadic drift clan's unparalleled navigation skills. All enhanced and amplified by human innovation. "The consortium believes in strength through subjugation," Raj continued. "We believe in strength through unity. They think attacking the Etherians will teach the galaxy to fear them. Instead, they've given us the perfect opportunity to show everyone a better way." Alerts began flashing across the facility's information networks. The consortium's assault on the remaining Etherian worlds was intensifying. Time was running out. "We've hidden long enough," Raj announced, activating the facility's launch sequence. The massive underground bay began to open, revealing the rust-colored Martian sky above. "It's time to show the galaxy who we really are." Across the solar system, similar facilities powered up. Earth's hidden fleet was about to reveal itself, not just as a defensive force, but as the spearhead of a revolution that would reshape galactic society. The consortium had sought to isolate humanity by attacking their allies. Instead, they had given humanity the perfect reason to unite the galaxy's oppressed species under a single banner. On the bridge of the Phoenix, Raj received confirmation that the first counteroffensive in Etherian space had begun. The consortium's response was exactly what they'd expected: confusion, disbelief, and then panic as they realized just how badly they'd underestimated humanity's capabilities. "All ships, battle stations," he commanded, his voice carrying across the quantum-linked fleet. "Launch Operation Stormbreak." The Phoenix rose from its underground berth, its adaptive hull gleaming in the Martian sunlight. Hundreds of ships followed, each representing humanity's answer to the consortium's aggression. They weren't just fighting to protect themselves or even their allies. They were fighting to prove that unity and cooperation could overcome even the most entrenched power. "The consortium believes they're teaching us our place in the galaxy," Raj addressed his crew as they prepared to jump to their first target. "Let's show them exactly where that place is." Space itself seemed to bend as the combined fleet engaged their quantum drives. They weren't just launching a military campaign, they were igniting a revolution. The consortium had ruled through fear and division for centuries. Now they faced an enemy that turned those very tactics against them, uniting the divided, empowering the oppressed. As the fleet disappeared into quantum space, Raj thought about the message they were sending to the galaxy. Humanity had been dismissed as too young, too naive to have a real place among the stars. Now they would show everyone that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their weapons, it was their ability to bring people together, to forge alliances where others saw only differences. The war for the galaxy's future was about to begin in earnest. And humanity was ready to lead the charge, not through dominance, but through partnership. The consortium was about to learn that they hadn't just awakened a sleeping giant, they had given birth to a movement that would change the galaxy forever. Captain Raj Hassan stood at the command station, watching as the tactical display showed hundreds of Allied ships moving into formation. Operation Stormbreak was about to begin, humanity's first major offensive against the consortium. Their target was the Nexus Citadel, a massive command and control center coordinating the consortium's operations across 3 sectors. More importantly, it was the facility directing the assault on the Etherian worlds. Taking it out would throw the consortium's entire military machine into chaos. "All ships report ready," announced Lieutenant Diana Reyes, her hands moving steadily across the holographic controls. "Quantum Mind cyber warfare suites are charged. Free World's energy disruptors primed. Drift Clan strike teams in position." Raj nodded, feeling the weight of the moment. The Phoenix, humanity's most advanced warship, would lead the charge. "Send the signal. Execute Operation Stormbreak." Space itself seemed to tear open as the combined fleet dropped out of quantum space. The Nexus Citadel loomed before them, a massive structure of crystalline towers and energy conduits surrounded by what should have been an impenetrable defense grid. But humanity and their allies had planned for this moment meticulously. Before the consortium's automated defenses could even register the threat, the quantum mines launched their cyber assault. Complex virus packets, designed by human programmers working alongside synthetic minds, tore through the facility's computational networks. Defense screens flickered and died. Weapon systems went dark. "They're blind," reported Tull from their tactical station, their energy form pulsing with excitement. Free World squadrons moving in. The Free World ships, nearly invisible thanks to their energy absorption fields enhanced by human metamaterials, struck first. Their precise attacks severed key power conduits and communication arrays, further isolating the facility. The consortium's response was delayed, confused. They had never faced an opponent who could coordinate such diverse tactics so effectively. Their ships moved in predictable patterns, following combat doctrines that hadn't changed in centuries. Against humanity's adaptive strategies, they might as well have been standing still. Consortium reinforcements detected, called out the sensor officer. 3 battle fleets incoming from adjacent sectors. Raj smiled grimly. They had expected this. Signal the Drift clans. Spring the trap. The Drift clan ships, hidden in precisely calculated positions throughout the surrounding asteroid field, activated their gravitic mines. Space itself twisted and buckled as artificial singularities bloomed into existence, cutting off the consortium's reinforcement routes. Any ship attempting to navigate through those regions would be torn apart by gravitational forces. Main consortium fleet is launching fighters, Diana reported. They're trying to overwhelm our defenses with numbers. Deploy our response, Raj ordered. Show them how humanity deals with overwhelming odds. From the hangars of Earth's ships poured a new kind of fighter, compact vessels piloted by human-AI hybrid consciousness. Where consortium pilots relied on rigid programming and basic AI support, these human-AI merged pilots could think and react with impossible speed while maintaining human creativity and intuition. The battle that followed was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Consortium fighters, despite their superior numbers, found themselves outmaneuvered at every turn. The hybrid pilots predicted their movements, exploited their patterns, and turned their own tactics against them. Meanwhile, the Phoenix led the capital ships in a precise dance of destruction. Its adaptive hull absorbed and redirected enemy fire while its quantum weapons struck with surgical precision. The ship's hybrid core allowed it to analyze and adapt to consortium tactics in real time, making it nearly impossible to pin down. "Sir," Diana called out, "we're detecting power fluctuations in the Citadel's main reactor. The quantum mine cyber attack has reached their core systems." "Now," Raj commanded. "All ships, execute final phase." The combined fleet moved with perfect coordination. Free World's vessels created energy corridors through the Citadel's remaining defenses. Drift clan ships used their gravitic technology to hold key sections of the structure in place. The Phoenix and its escort group drove straight for the heart of the facility. "Enemy admiral is requesting communication," Diana reported, surprise evident in her voice. "Put them through," Raj ordered. The holographic image of a consortium admiral appeared, their crystalline form crackling with barely contained rage. "This is impossible," the admiral snarled. "You're nothing but primitives. How dare you challenge your betters?" "That's your mistake," Raj replied calmly. "You think age equals wisdom. Power equals right. But while you were busy looking down on us, we were learning, adapting, and making friends. Computer, end transmission." The Phoenix's quantum weapons fired in perfect synchronization with their allies' attacks. The Nexus Citadel, pride of the consortium fleet and symbol of their power in this sector, began to break apart. "Signal all ships," Raj commanded. "Begin Phase 2 of Operation Stormbreak. We're taking this momentum straight to the heart of consortium space." As the Citadel collapsed behind them, the combined fleet regrouped and prepared for their next target. The message they had just sent would echo across the galaxy: humanity wasn't just fighting back, they were leading a revolution that would reshape galactic civilization. The consortium had believed they were dealing with an isolated, primitive species. Instead, they had united the galaxy against them. As reports of the battle spread, more species would join humanity's cause. The age of consortium dominance was ending, and a new era of cooperation and mutual respect was about to begin. Steps heavy with the weight of recent events. 3 months had passed since Operation Stormbreak's initial success, and the war had intensified beyond anyone's expectations. The consortium, enraged by their defeats, had abandoned all pretense of civilized warfare. "Status report," she requested, approaching Dr. Marcus Torres, who was treating survivors from the latest battle. "We're at capacity," he replied, gesturing to the rows of occupied beds. "The consortium's new bioweapons are challenging. But we're adapting the Etherian healing technologies. No casualties in the last 48 hours. Samira nodded, pausing beside a young pilot whose consciousness had been temporarily separated from their body during a neural attack. The consortium's desperate tactics were growing more brutal, but humanity's response remained measured, focused on defense and protection rather than revenge. Admiral, a quantum comm channel opened, displaying Director Amara Okafor's holographic form. The Strategic Committee needs you. The consortium's latest offensive. I'm on my way, Samira responded, taking one last look at the medical bay before heading to the command center. The strategic room was already filled with both physical and holographic representatives from their allied species. The central display showed a galaxy map marked with recent battle sites and movement patterns. The consortium's attacks had become more scattered, less predictable, but also more devastating. They're targeting civilian populations now, Tall of the Free Worlds reported, their energy form flickering with distress. 3 colony worlds hit in the last week. No military value, just terror. They're trying to break our alliance, ZYX for 27 added, their crystalline form pulsing with analytical patterns. Their propaganda broadcasts claim that association with humanity brings only destruction. Samira studied the tactical displays, noting the pattern emerging from seemingly random attacks. They're not just trying to break our alliance. They're trying to break our spirit. Show the latest casualty reports. The numbers appeared before them, millions displaced, thousands injured or killed. The consortium's revenge for their humiliation was exact and cruel. But they had miscalculated again. They think this will make our allies abandon us, Samira addressed the group. Instead, it's bringing us closer together. Show them the Phoenix Initiative data. New holographs appeared, displaying the results of their combined scientific efforts. In secure facilities across Allied space, human scientists worked alongside their alien counterparts, developing defenses against the consortium's weapons while pushing technology in new directions. The neural attacks led to breakthroughs in consciousness transfer, Director Okafor reported. Their bioweapons accelerated our understanding of genetic adaptation. Every attack makes us stronger, more united. The room's atmosphere shifted as tactical displays updated with new information. The Drift clans had discovered hidden consortium supply lines. The quantum mines had cracked their latest encryption protocols. The Free Worlds had perfected their energy shield technology. But the cost, Tall's voice was heavy. The suffering of our people is the price of freedom, Samira finished. But we're not fighting this war the way they expect. Lieutenant Reyes, show them Operation Sanctuary. Diana Reyes, now promoted after her actions in the Nexus Citadel battle, brought up new tactical displays. They showed a massive humanitarian operation running parallel to their military efforts. While their warships engaged consortium forces, civilian ships protected by advanced stealth technology were evacuating threatened populations, establishing safe havens in secure systems. We're not just fighting their military, Samira explained. We're breaking their hold on the galaxy's consciousness. Every refugee we save, every world we protect, shows that there's an alternative to their rule of fear. The displays shifted again, showing new ship designs emerging from their combined shipyards. Unlike the early vessels of the war, these ships were built from the ground up with combined technologies and philosophies. Human adaptability, Free World's energy manipulation, quantum mind processing, and Drift clan spatial awareness, all merged into single, harmonious systems. The consortium thinks they can break us by showing the cost of resistance, Samira continued. Instead, they're showing everyone the cost of their dominion. Every attack brings more allies to our cause. The Heliron Concordat joined us last week. The Stellar Assembly is voting on their membership tomorrow. But victory would not come easily. As if to emphasize this point, emergency alerts flashed across the command displays. The consortium had launched a major offensive against the Proxima Centauri colonies, humanity's largest off-world population center. They're trying to force us to divide our forces, Diana analyzed. If we commit to Proxima's defense, they'll strike at our other allies. If we don't, we're not going to play their game, Samira decided. Signal all fleet commands. Execute Protocol Unity. Across Allied space, ships began moving in patterns that would have been impossible months ago. Quantum mind vessels linked their computational networks, coordinating fleet movements with impossible precision. Free World's energy ships created vast transport corridors. Drift Clan navigators plotted courses through spaces the Consortium thought impassable. The Consortium believes they can win by making the price of freedom too high, Samira addressed her allies. But they don't understand what they're fighting. We're not just protecting territories or resources. We're defending the idea that different species can work together, that cooperation trumps domination. And that's worth any price. As the combined fleet moved to counter the Consortium's offensive, Samira returned to the medical bay. The wounded were being treated by mixed teams of human and alien medical staff, their different approaches to healing combining in ways that would have seemed impossible before the war. The price of liberty was high, but they were paying it together. And in doing so, they were building something the Consortium could never understand, a galaxy united not by fear, but by choice. Transformed. After 6 months of war, the map was no longer dominated by the Consortium's Imperial Red. Instead, a patchwork of allied colors represented the free systems that had joined humanity's cause. Admiral Samira Patel stood before the assembled representatives of 30 different species, her uniform bearing the new insignia of the United Systems Alliance. The war's final phase was about to begin. The Consortium has retreated to their core systems, she began, the tactical display zooming in on their target. But intercepted communications confirm our worst fears. They're preparing to deploy their doomsday weapon. The room erupted in concerned murmurs. Intelligence from defectors had revealed the Consortium's ultimate contingency plan, a network of quantum resonance devices capable of destabilizing the fabric of spacetime itself. If activated, it would tear apart hundreds of inhabited systems. They believe we'll back down rather than risk such devastating losses, Director Amara Okafor added, her holographic form shimmering beside Samira. They're counting on our compassion being our weakness. But that's where they're wrong, Samira continued. Our compassion, our unity, these are our greatest strengths. Show them Project Harmony. The tactical display shifted, revealing a technological marvel that represented the pinnacle of their combined achievements. It wasn't a weapon, but rather a massive quantum shield network, designed by human engineers working alongside the brightest minds of a dozen species. The Consortium thinks they can hold the galaxy hostage, Samira explained. But while they were building weapons of mass destruction, we were creating something else. Something they could never conceive of. The display showed the shield network's capabilities, a vast web of interconnected quantum fields that could stabilize spacetime itself. It was the ultimate expression of their philosophy, protection over destruction, unity over dominance. All Allied fleets report ready, Lieutenant Diana Reyes announced. Operation Daybreak is go. Across the galaxy, the largest fleet ever assembled began to move. But unlike the Consortium's rigid battle formations, this was an intricate dance of different species and technologies working in perfect harmony. The Quantum Minds vessels formed a vast computational network, processing battle data faster than any single species could manage. Free World's energy ships created vast corridors through space, allowing their forces to strike from impossible angles. Drift Clan navigators guided them through spatial anomalies the Consortium considered impassable. And at the heart of it all, humanity's ships adapted and evolved, their hybrid cores allowing them to coordinate this vast array of different technologies and tactics into a single, unstoppable force. The Consortium is activating their quantum resonance network, Diana reported, her voice tense. Spatial distortions detected across multiple sectors. They expect us to retreat, Samira replied calmly. Deploy the shield network. Show them what real power looks like. The Project Harmony network activated, its quantum fields spreading across space like a luminescent web. Where the consortium's weapons tried to tear reality apart, the shields held it together, turning their ultimate weapon into nothing more than a light show. Impossible. The consortium's supreme commander's transmission burst across all channels. You're nothing but primitives. How dare you defy the natural order? That's your final mistake, Samira responded. Thinking there's anything natural about oppression. About one species dominating others. The true natural order is cooperation, mutual growth, and respect. The combined fleet struck from all directions at once. Human quantum weapons pierced consortium defenses. Free World's energy beams disabled their ships without destroying them. Quantum Mind cyber attacks turned their own systems against them. Drift Clan gravitational manipulation trapped their vessels in spatial bubbles. It wasn't a battle, it was a demonstration of everything the Alliance had become. Every attack was precisely coordinated, every movement synchronized through their shared network. The consortium's rigid hierarchy couldn't adapt to this new kind of warfare. Within hours, it was over. The consortium's leadership, faced with total defeat, surrendered unconditionally. But it wasn't human ships that secured their surrender, it was a combined team of representatives from every allied species. Begin broadcast, Samira ordered, her message reaching every corner of known space. To all peoples of the galaxy, today marks not just the end of the consortium's reign, but the beginning of something new. We fought not just to end their oppression, but to prove that there's a better way. The tactical displays showed the aftermath of their victory, not scenes of destruction, but of liberation. Consortium worlds were already being integrated into the Alliance, their people finally free to interact with other species as equals. The age of empire is over, Samira continued. The United Systems Alliance isn't built on domination or fear. It's founded on the principle that every species, no matter how old or young, has something to contribute. That we are all stronger together than we could ever be alone. In the heart of what was once consortium space, a new capital was already under construction. Unlike the consortium's imposing fortresses, this would be a place of meeting and exchange, where representatives of all species could gather as equals. The war had changed everything. Humanity had entered the galactic stage as students, learned as allies, and emerged as leaders, not through force, but through their ability to bring people together. They had proved that cooperation could overcome even the most entrenched power. As Samira looked out at the assembled representatives, she saw not just allies or even friends, but family. The consortium had tried to break them by showing the cost of resistance. Instead, they had forged bonds that would last for generations. The dawn of a new era begins now, she concluded. And we will face it as we have faced everything else, together. Across the galaxy, beings of all species looked up at their skies and saw not the darkness of space, but the light of possibility. The age of the consortium was over. The age of unity had begun.